Good morning, esteemed commissioners and distinguished representatives of the United States government. My name is Jana Walker, and I'm a senior attorney with the Indian Law Resource Center, a nonprofit legal organization that works to protect the rights of American Indian and Alaska Native nations and other indigenous peoples throughout the Americas. We'd like to express our appreciation for the convening of this hearing on the very critical issue of violence against Native women in the United States. We dedicate this hearing to our murdered, missing Native sisters throughout the Americas and all our lost generations. Native women in the United States are being subjected to domestic violence and assault at staggering rates 2.5 times higher than any other group in the United States. 1 in 3 Native women will be raped in her lifetime, and 3 out of 5 will be physically assaulted. Because of underreporting, we actually think these numbers are much, much higher. And in the vast majority of these cases, the assailants are non-Indians. Even more horrific, on some Indian reservations, Native women are being murdered at a rate 10 times the national average. There are 565 federally recognized tribal governments, including more than 200 Alaska Native villages. These Native nations retain sovereign authority over their lands and peoples. However, current United States law now imposes significant restrictions on the authority of these Native nations, restrictions that have stripped tribes of their criminal jurisdiction over non-Indians, and as I mentioned, the vast majority of these crimes against Native women are being committed by non-Indians. Systemic legal barriers and chronic lack of enforcement permits rapists and batterers to commit crimes against Native women without fear of punishment whatsoever. Additionally, the fact of the matter is that very few of these Native women ever see their assailants prosecuted, and few have access to meaningful justice. The right to be safe and to live free from violence is a fundamental human right that many in the United States take for granted, but not Native women. The United States' failure to protect Native women violates their rights under international human rights laws, including but not limited to the American Declaration of the Rights and Duties of Man. Article 1 of the Declaration recognizes the right of every human being to life, liberty, and security of his person, and Article 2 of the Declaration makes clear that these rights apply without distinction to sex. Violence against Native women is a human rights crisis that Indian country has been aware of for some time. So we very much appreciate the Commission's attention today, and we urge its continuing interest in protecting the safety and the human rights of Native women in the United States.